Hello students, today we are going to start with the male reproductive system, which is an important 5 marks question in sexual reproduction in humans. So first we will draw the diagram. I would suggest you to draw the diagram with me because the diagram can be asked in the exam. Either they will give you an incorrect diagram and ask you to correct it, or you would have to label the parts, or you would have to give the functions of certain specific parts. So begin drawing with me in this video. Take a pencil, book and start drawing the diagram with me. So let's begin. First we are going to draw the urinary bladder, which is a pear-shaped structure. So draw it with me. Like this. A bit broad you have to draw the bladder. Draw dotted lines so that even if you have to erase it, you can. Like this structure. Then you would show two small ducts. A turn like this. And two small ducts on the left and the right side. Like this. Alright, continue down. You have to make it triangular. Like this. Again, make an outlet on both the sides this way. Then again two small ducts like this, dotted. Then you are going to show one small duct like this. This way on both the sides. A small bulge over here like this on both the sides. Again continue that upwards, continue these two parallel lines upwards like this and show it as a hanging line. Similarly on this side like this. You can continue till here. Alright, show the second part also. Like this. Then we will make these tubes solid. Alright, up till here. Now see the symmetry. You can see the symmetry. The board is small, but you can always make it a bit bigger than this. Now what you will do is continue this down like this. Now you are going to again take a small outlet this way and show a small oval like this. Continue this down. Again these two parallel lines this way. Continue it down straight this way. Okay, see the proportionality of the diagram, it's very important. Now make a C-shaped structure like this way. Like this C-shaped structure. Okay, an inverted cup-like structure you can make and continue these two lines up till here like this. See, if you draw the dotted lines, it will become pretty easy for us. Now show one more structure like this. Dotted lines this way. Alright, now you extend these lines till the half of this pendulous organ. So suppose this is my half, then you can extend these lines up till here. Now what you do is you take a curve like this, curve on the outer side this way. Look at the symmetry. Like this you can make a curve. Okay. Now on the inner side, this way you can draw. Alright. Erase the line which we had drawn earlier. Now draw two oval shaped structure like this on both the sides. See the symmetry of the diagram. It should not go like this. Now you have to draw thread-like structures at the bottom like this, and you would be showing these thread-like structures connected to the pendulous organ like this way. Alright, so this is the male reproductive system. Now let us draw one more organ. On the inner side of these ovals, you will draw, starting from its head, you will draw this structure. See, on the inner side I am drawing. Like this. Alright. Now one more structure we are going to draw over here. See, this way, in between the bladder and this line. Like this. This is a gland that you have to draw. Now let us make all the structures solid. So I'll just simply make the structure solid. Not much efforts are required. These diagrams are a bit complicated. Like this you will make. Perfect. So this is the diagram of male reproductive system. Now let us label some parts and then we would describe each part in detail. So this pear-shaped structure that we have drawn, it is called as the urinary bladder. So I will just label that part, this pear-shaped structure. Urinary bladder. Now, male reproductive system consists of what all main parts? A pair of testes. So these two are a pair of oval shaped organs which are called as the testes. So let me label that part first. This part I am showing. This is also another testes. Then we have in the male reproductive system different ducts and different glands. So let me also label the glands first. This gland, which is a tubular bulb-like structure, this is called as the Cowper's gland. Then this part which we have shown, this part, just look at the figure, it is called as the seminal vesicle. Alright, this blue colored part, then this part, this gland, it is called as the prostate gland. Prostate gland. Now let me point out the duct and show it to you. See this part, seminal vesicle and this tube, you can see this junction, the junction between seminal vesicle and this tube, it is called as, here this part, it is called as ejaculatory duct. Ejaculatory duct. Okay. Then the covering on the testes, that means this blue colored part, this part, it is called as epididymis, and these two parallel structures that we have drawn, these two tubes, left and right, these are called as vas deferens. Vas deferens. Alright, so these are the, yes, and this part in which the testes are present, it is called as the scrotum. And the pendulous organ which is hanging, it is called as the penis. Yes, so these are the different parts of the reproductive system. Now let us begin with the understanding of these different organs. So in a 5 marks question, or if you have to explain male reproductive system, then what you will say? First you will say that the male reproductive system consists of, let me write it over here, consists of a pair of testes, it is a system of different glands and various ducts. So it consists of different ducts and glands. We have labeled the glands. 3 types of glands are there. Which are the 3 types of glands? Cowper's gland, prostate gland and seminal vesicle. See, all the glands I have labeled on one side for your easy understanding. So 3 types of glands: Repeat with me the pronunciation: seminal vesicle, prostate gland, and Cowper's gland. So I'm not writing it over here. In short, seminal vesicle, prostate gland, and Cowper's gland are the three types of glands. Now, understand the main function of the male reproductive system is to produce the male gametes. And what are the male gametes? The male gametes are sperms. They are called as sperms. And the function of these sperms or the male reproductive system is to generate the sperms which can fertilize the ovum. Ovums are generated in the body of the female. The sperms are generated here in the testes. So they have to fertilize the ovum in the body of the female. So the function is to fertilize the ovum, right? How, that we'll see afterwards. So let us see the first organ, which is called as the testes. Understand everything step by step. So first, testes, that means I am showing you this part. Testes are paired oval shaped structures. Paired oval shaped structures which are present in the scrotum. They are present outside the abdominal cavity. Outside abdominal cavity. It is because the sperms are produced in the testes and the sperms require less temperature than the normal body temperature. Therefore, they are present outside the abdominal cavity. Outside the abdominal cavity in the scrotum. Then, sperms are produced in the testes. Plus, another function of the testes. Now, what are sperms? These are the male gametes that we have to mention first. Another function of the testes is to produce the hormone. The hormone is called as testosterone, which brings about all the changes in the males during puberty. So, male gametes, they produce male gametes. They produce the hormone which is called as testosterone. This is the male hormone, sex hormone produced by the testes, which brings about all the changes during the puberty, right? So, these two functions are extremely important. Fine. Now, next we will see how the sperms are moving from the testes when they are generated and how they pass through the male reproductive system to enter into the body of the female. So, all these structures we will see just now. Now, I will show you an enlarged diagram of the testes so that you know or understand the path of the sperms. Now, suppose this is the oval shaped testes. Like this. Now, the testes contain small tubules which are called as seminiferous tubules. So, here I am showing you simple tubular structures . Like this. Show it a bit bigger also. And inside this we are going to show some tubules. Like this. These tubules are called as seminiferous tubules. Okay. Now, these tubules are going to form a network. So, I am showing a network over here. This network of the tubules coming out from the seminiferous tubules, it is called as the rete testis. Like this. Now, the rete testis will again join to form a tubules-like structure, which is called as vas efferens. Vas efferens. This vas efferens continue further as epididymis. So this complete structure, this is called as epididymis. Alright, so now you can look at this diagram. This is the testes. Inside the testes there are seminiferous tubules. They will join to form a network called as rete testis. Rete testis further converge to form vas efferens, and vas efferens opens here in the epididymis. Vas efferens are going to open here in the epididymis. So this structure we have enlarged and shown it over here, right? Now, the sperms are produced in the seminiferous tubules. Understand, it's very simple. Watch the lecture till the end. Alright. So, the sperms are produced in the seminiferous tubules. So, suppose this is a tubule. Seminiferous tubule. That means I am showing you this part. This blue colored part. This is the germinal epithelium. Germinal epithelium means this is a layer of cells which are going to produce the sperms by meiosis. So germinal epithelium of seminiferous tubules undergo meiosis to form different types of cells which are referred to as sperms. So germinal epithelium undergoes meiosis to produce the male gametes which are called as the sperms. So there are different types of cells, different cells through which the germ layers first differentiate into 3 types of cells, and then it is going to produce the sperms. So here each and every cell is not required, so I am directly showing you the sperms. So germinal epithelium undergoes meiosis to produce the sperms, right? I hope this part is clear to you. It is formed here in the seminiferous tubules. Now let us see the path of the sperm. See, path of the sperms is very simple. From the seminiferous tubules, the sperms are going to first pass through the rete testis. From the rete testis to vas efferens, from vas efferens to epididymis. So let us see the path up till here. So what is the path of the sperms? First, from the testes, that is seminiferous tubules. From seminiferous tubules to the rete testes. From rete testes to the vas efferens. From vas efferens to the epididymis. Alright, that means the sperms have reached over here in the epididymis. From the epididymis, you can see arises parallel tubes. These parallel tubes, what are they called? They are called as vas deferens, right? So from epididymis, they will move to the vas deferens. Alright, now from this vas deferens, see where they will be carried. From this vas deferens, they will be carried to the next part, which is the ejaculatory duct. Ejaculatory duct. I will first show you the path and then I'll explain you the function of everything. Okay, so they will move to the ejaculatory duct. So from vas deferens, they are moving. See here I am writing. They are moving to ejaculatory duct. From ejaculatory duct, then they are moving down over here. This particular structure, penis Cowper's gland, it is called as the urinogenital duct. Urinogenital duct. That means penis is also called as urinogenital duct. So from urinogenital duct to the outside. Okay, or we can say female reproductive system. So this is the path of the sperm. So once again I am repeating, please pay attention. Sperms are produced here in the testes, in the seminiferous tubules. From here they will pass to the rete testes. It is a network of seminiferous tubules. The network will become, they will converge to form vas efferens. Vas efferens opens here into the epididymis. From epididymis, the sperms are travelled via the vas deferens. From vas deferens, they will move towards the ejaculatory duct. From ejaculatory duct, they will be carried to the urinogenital duct, and from urinogenital duct to the outside of the body. This is how the sperms are going to travel. Now, let us understand why the sperms have to travel so much and how they are moving in through some secretion, or what is the purpose of the gland. So that will be seen just whenever the sperms are moving through these ducts, or whenever they are moving from one organ to another, they get activated. So sperms become activated when they are moving through these ducts. Why? Why activation is required? Because the sperms have to fertilize the ovum. So sperms get activated in order to fertilize the ovum. Right? Now, let us see the function of these three glands: seminal vesicle, prostate and Cowper's gland. Understand, seminal vesicle, prostate gland and Cowper's gland, they are going to secrete an alkaline fluid. Seminal vesicle, prostate and Cowper's gland. These three glands together secrete an alkaline fluid. This alkaline fluid together with the sperms. Sperms are coming from here. Seminal vesicle is here. So sperms will move like this and they will be getting mixed up with the secretion of seminal vesicles, prostate and cowpers. So sperms and alkaline fluid together, it forms the semen. Semen is the whitish colored alkaline fluid which contains the secretion of these glands as well as the sperms. Its pH 7.1 to 7.2 is the pH of the semen. Okay, so this is how the sperms are carried by the semen. Now, if a question is asked to you, what is ejaculatory duct? Ejaculatory duct, this part, I had shown you when drawing the diagram. It is formed by the seminal vesicle and a part of vas deferens. So it is formed, see this is a vas deferens. It is formed by seminal vesicle and vas deferens. It is ejaculatory duct. So the secretions of seminal vesicle, prostate and Cowper's gland, they help in the activation of sperms. They help the sperms such that it will become more energized in order to fertilize the ovum. It requires energy. So this energy is provided by the secretion of the glands. So here I am writing one more point. The energy for the sperms is given or provided by the sugars which are secreted by the glands. Why the sperms require energy? Because the sperms has to pass into the female reproductive system to fertilize the ovum. That is the main function of these sperms. For this purpose, the sperms also have mitochondria. So let me just erase this part. So sperms, they have a head and a tail. The sperms, they are about 60 micrometers long, and the female reproductive and the epididymis. The epididymis is about 6 meters in length. So sperms has to cross the complete epididymis, and then it has to cross the vas deferens, ejaculatory duct, urinogenital duct, okay, and then it has to reach the female reproductive tract. So sperms require energy, and this energy is provided by the sugars secreted by some glands. One more thing you have to understand over here, sperms have a tail. That is why the sperms are motile. They can move. Since they can move, they are able to fertilize the ovum. Ovum are immobile, but the sperms are mobile. Right? Now, coming back to the diagram, the sperms, which are the semen, which is produced by the seminal vesicle, prostate, Cowper's gland, it has to pass through this pendulous organ, which is called as the penis. Now let us see what is the function of the penis. Penis is going to carry the secretion, carry the semen. What is semen? It is a secretion of all these three glands as well as the sperms. So it is going to carry the semen and it is going to deposit in the female reproductive tract. Okay. Now, this is also called as urinogenital duct. Duct is a pipe or a tube-like structure. Urinogenital duct because it is a common opening for urine as well as the semen. Okay. One more thing important over here is all the organs in the male reproductive system are paired except, so which are unpaired organs? Are prostate, that means this gland which we have shown, then the scrotum, prostate, scrotum, these are unpaired organs. Penis is also an unpaired organ. Seminal vesicle, vas deferens, testes, all of them are paired structures. These three structures are unpaired structures. Even the urinary bladder is an unpaired structure, right? So this gives you a complete explanation about the male reproductive system. We will revise it in short, just a complete recap. Male reproductive system consists of a pair of testes, a pair of vas deferens, different types of ducts and glands. The glands are of three types: seminal vesicle, prostate and Cowper's gland. Cowper's gland are also called as bulbourethral glands. The glands secrete alkaline secretion which is called as the semen. Semen carries alkaline secretion as well as sperms. Sperms are produced here in the testes. Testes contain seminiferous tubules. The seminiferous tubules undergo, the cells of seminiferous tubule undergo meiosis to form the sperms. Sperms are carried from seminiferous tubule through rete testes, vas efferens, epididymis, and then from epididymis to the vas deferens, then ejaculatory duct, then the urinogenital duct, that is penis, and to the outside of the body. This is the path of the sperms. Sperms are motile, they can move, they require energy, so they have mitochondria for which they can swim through the female reproductive system. Testes का function अगर पूछा तो you will write they produce testosterone, a male sex hormone, as well as sperms. Scrotum, it is going to maintain the body temperature because sperms get killed if the body temperature is higher. Then the sperm passes through these glands. When they pass through the glands, they get activated. The function of the penis is to deposit the semen in the female reproductive tract. The function of seminal vesicle, prostate and Cowper's gland is to secrete some secretions so that the sperms get activated, the sperms get energized in order to fertilize the ovum, right? So this was everything about the male reproductive system. I have shown you how to draw the diagram. Practice with this video and you can easily write down the functions if they are asked. Practice the diagram twice or thrice for clear concept clearing and for easy understanding. In the next video, we will discuss about the female reproductive system as well as menstrual cycle in details.